This is a wood style blade. It has bigger teeth, takes bigger chunks out, okay? This is a metal, got smaller. Now, when you're using a reciprocating saw and you're starting to cut things, right? One, make sure you have the right blade, because that makes all the difference, okay? All the difference. But as you're using it and you're going to cut through, they have a tendency to heat up. Like the blade can really heat up because it's friction, right? And you're using it to cut something. When you start to see a blade start to change color, okay, starts to blue out a little bit, as you can see here, this one has. I hope you see with the light. Here we go. Here's a better example. Okay, that means I'm heating up the metal enough where it's losing its temper, so it's getting softer in that spot. In which case, something you might want to go ahead and do if you have a longer blade is, as you're cutting, okay, so you're cutting right here, all right, because it only moves back and forth an inch and a half maybe, okay. So you're only using a little piece of this blade at a time, depending on how big the thing is you're cutting. So it's a good idea to go ahead and move the blade back and forth a little bit, to go ahead and use different sides of the blade as you go, because if you keep it in the same spot, you're going to wear through those teeth very quickly, okay? However, something also to keep in mind, especially if you're cutting, well, cutting anything, but when you go ahead and take this saw, okay, and you go all the way up to what you're going to cut and you put it against the plate here, that's when it's going to be most effective when it's cutting, because what's happening is the base plate, the plate is going to hold the saw steady so it doesn't move. So the only thing moving back and forth is the blade, all right? If you don't put whatever you're cutting up against this plate here, this style saw has a tendency to move and vibrate also. So the more this vibrates, the less action the blade has against whatever you're cutting, right? So I see a lot of novice users, or people just don't know how to use it properly, just putting whatever they want to cut right in the middle and then going to town, right? Same goes with the metal, same exact concept. You want to go ahead and put the piece of steel, conduit, whatever you're going to cut up against this plate, and then that'll maximize the bite that it gives you. I find myself using this more often just because it's smaller and it's easier to put in my tool bag or whatever I need. However, something else to note is the styles. So with this, it's going to take two hands, and it gives you a lot of control. So you can put it on something and you can push down really hard with this, all right? Because it's a two-setup tool, all right, or a two-handed setup tool rather, okay? So you can have some control with it. Whereas the hacksaw, it's really, you can do with two hands, and I have done it before, but you don't get as much torque or as much leverage to really force the blade to wherever you want to cut it. You shouldn't be forcing blades anyway. If you really got to force it, because the blade's dull or you have the wrong tool. But have I done it? Yes, we all have. As far as how both tools operate, they operate the same way. They have a variable speed trigger. Okay, so the harder you press, the faster it goes. All right, and after you use the tool for a little bit, you'll start to get comfortable, and you'll be able to judge how much speed you need to give to whatever you're cutting.